D2 Word Life here with the whole Riptides.
Yeah. No. We all know who the magical red-headed hoe is for this review.
It's you when you have your hair dyed red. Anyway.
Nope, that's you.
But anyway, today we are reviewing the 2006 Royal Rumble event that took place on January 19th, 2006 in Miami, Florida. With the attendance of 16,000 in that building.
Yep.
And before we get into this review match for match, it's like honorary mention goes to Finlay defeating Brian Kendrick in the Sunday Night Heat match. Forgotten Jim, I'm pretty sure it was really short.
Yeah.
But here we go, main card. Opening match, Cruiserweight Championship on the line. And I believe a 6-pack challenge. It was Kid Cash defeating the Cruiserweight Championship against Funaki, Jamie Noble, Nunzio, Paul London, and Gregory Helms, formerly known as the Hurricane.
Yep. The only Raw guy in the entire fucking Cruiserweight division.
So your thoughts on the Cruiserweight match, spot for spot? Like, what are some mad moves that stood out to you most?
Well, fucking the whole thing was interesting seeing Kid Cash again, Funaki,
SmackDown's #1 announcer.
Funaki!
Second time Funaki actually appeared in our podcast channel lately, too.
Yeah, well, he'll be reappearing more and more until later into the years, but that's neither here nor there, so.
Yep.
Then it was Jamie Noble again.
This time not wearing a blindfold. There's a throwback to one of our old ones that we've already reviewed.
Gregory Helms, a more irritating version of himself than he was when he was the Hurricane.
Yeah, more heel version. He went from being the superhero to the supervillain.
He went from being a super douche to a mega douche. You can't say that he wasn't being a douche as well when he was the Hurricane.
Yeah. A spot that I remember from this match that stood out to me was Paul London shooting Star Presley outside on all the guys. Looked like he smashed his face down on the floor, too.
He smashed his face down onto the floor. I'm surprised no one really talked about that after the freaking match or anything. Because when he did that, he freaking only hit a few people and then smashed his face into the ground. I'm like, oh!
But in the end, Gregory Helms hit the Shining Wizard, I believe, to Funaki to win the match on the Cruiserweight Championship.
Well, after Kid Cash hit the Dead Level Brainbuster.
Yeah. Either way, it was a fast-paced match. It didn't outstage well. It only lasted a hair under 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Which, at the time, was a good way to kick off the show.
Well, it was also Jamie Noble had the Dragon Sleeper on Funaki as well.
Yeah. Yep. So, either way, I think this was a good one to start it off with. Then we go from great Cruiserweight opener to very cringe backstage stuff. I'm sorry. I have to point out the freaking, it was, Tori Wilson, Victoria, and Candice Michelle are doing the whole Tumbler backstage with Vince McMahon in the backstage, too, with him. Locker room.
It was Tori, Candice, and Victoria.
Yeah. And knowing what we know about Vince McMahon right now, it was kind of cringe to see him hit on the ladies.
He always did.
In both segments, getting handsy, you know what I mean?
He always did. That's why I said we all know that he could be a little bit handsy at times.
Of course, during this one, Randy Orton came in, drew his number, was happy about it. Then Triple H came in, talked about reality, and he looked kind of shocked at his number. For the Royal Rumble match itself. Yep. Ended with Orton saying, yeah, I'll see you out there, or maybe I won't.
Exactly.
That should give you, that was the big clue of who got what.
Yep.
And then, speaking of cringe, remember the whole feud, but the whole Stalker Angle feud with Mickie James and Trish Stratus? Yes, the next match on the card was Mickie James versus Ashley with Trish Stratus as a special guest referee, but backstage before the match, Mickie James looked like she was doing more hitting on Trish Stratus.
Well, she said that she loved her.
2006 WWE, what the hell are they on? This is stuff you'll never see today. So
it was a different era back then.
And of course, Jerry Lawler on commentary being a perv.
Well, Joey Styles.
With Joey Styles. Yeah, I forgot to mention the commentators for this event was Jerry Lawler, Joey Styles for Raw, and Taz and Michael Cole for SmackDown.
Yep.
So yeah, you know who the commentators are. I forgot to mention that at the start.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, measuring by today's standard, which we gotta think back in 2006, they didn't take women's wrestling seriously. So this match, despite one of the performers going on to be a great wrestler in her own case, wasn't really that good. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't really that good.
It had story of where Trish Stratus was kind of getting fed up with Mickie after a while, and then it kind of cemented that she was going to face her again after she beat the shit out of Ashley.
Yeah. I mean, Ashley back then, even though she was a rookie in the business at that point, looked like she held her own against Mickie James here.
Well, she wasn't really a rookie at that point in time.
Maybe.
She was still there for a while before. But the thing is that she trained Ashley, and then the whole feud started when Mickie joined wrestling.
Yeah. And it's like, I kind of really wasn't into this match. All we heard was it was more like a story progression match. That's what this match really was.
Yeah, because it was a prelude to their feud.
That led into WrestleMania 22.
Yes.
Of course, long story short, at the end of the match, Mickie James got a weak-looking schoolgirl pin, and Trish Stratus hesitated to count the 3, but she did anyway.
Well, yeah, because she freaking threw Ashley off the top rope, and she hit her neck. She was concerned about her, but she couldn't really take any favorites or anything like that in the match.
It had to be objective.
So she was reluctant to hit the 3.
Yeah. And of course, Mickie James trying to celebrate and hug it on Trish Stratus, kind of making it more awkward than it already was. And then this shouldn't go without saying, later on in the event, it showed showed Mickie James and Trish Stratus backstage too.
Yeah.
And once again, it was Mickie James trying to hit on Trish Stratus again.
Yeah.
I'm like, 2006 was a different time period. And I remember this feud when I was a kid. I didn't really like it back then either.
It was hilarious.
At least the payoff with the feud was worth it. But
yeah, that's like I said, it was hilarious.
Yeah, but just the journey to get there was kind of cringe.
Whatever. Everyone has their own opinion.
Yep. Speaking of freaking cringe, the next match on the card was JBL with Julian Hall taking on the Boogeyman. Enough said. Next. I'm sorry. I don't know about your reaction, but when I seen the mouthful of worms, especially when Boogeyman was putting him into Julian Hall's mouth, dripping in there, I was freaking dry heaving.
I was laughing.
In this match, if you really wanted to call it that, kind of, most of it was JBL on offense, and then Boogeyman just hits a slam, wins.
Well, he creeped the fuck out of them. When he came out with his entrance, when he fucking jerked and jived when he was walking like that.
Yep. Oh, sorry, it wasn't a slam, it was a pump handle slam, but that Boogeyman used to win the match, but still, same thing.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on this match? if you even want to call it that. It was only about 2 minutes.
JBL was being a little bitch and hiding Julian.
Yeah, I know.
The entire time, even during his entrance.
In this feud, I really hate to remind the viewers of this who were around back then, but this feud was centered around the Boogeyman eating that growth off of Jillian Hall's face weeks prior to this event.
Yep.
I still remember that, and freaking made me. I looked at that back on YouTube just to see what it was. It puked again. Dry heaved again. I'm like, what the fuck? 2006 was a different time period. More freaky characters that would make the dark characters of today look normal.
Yes.
But enough about that. Boogeyman won the match. Let's just move on to the Royal Rumble match. That was the next match.
That was a short match.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Just trying to move on from that, discussing that match, huh, Dustin?
Yes, I am moving on from that match. Before the Royal Rumble match, Big Show drew his number, Rey Mysterio drew his number, and even Rey Mysterio had that disappointed look like, Eddie, you got me.
Well, he said, they were talking about tattoos in that second segment, and Big Show showed, because he's all like, Miss McMahon's all like, oh, it even has a crack in it, and Big Show's like, oh, what'd you guys do? And he's like, oh, we're just having some fun. He's like, oh, you guys talking about tattoos? I have some amazing tattoos. And he's like, no.
Yeah, please don't remind me of that cringe. But yeah, Rey Mysterio was dedicating the Royal Rumble match to Eddie Guerrero's memory, who literally passed away 2 months prior to this event.
Yeah.
And he looked at his number, he goes, Eddie, you got me. You got me with this one.
Yep.
But anyway, let's go talk about the Royal Rumble matchup. Number 1 was Triple H. That was to be expected based off the backstage segment with Orton.
Number 2 was Rey Mysterio.
Number 2, Rey Mysterio. I actually liked Rey Mysterio's little entrance tribute to Eddie for this one.
Well, he came out with the friggin' deceased Eddie shirt and
the lowrider.
The lowrider.
Yeah, the Eddie tribute shirt he was wearing and the lowrider. Yeah, I actually thought that was a nice touch. Even by today's standard, that's still a nice touch. He brought that back out a couple times, including recently as of last year at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So, either way. But this back to 2006. So, after about 90 minutes of brawling, which Triple H pretty much was mostly in control, entrance number 3, your boy Simon Dean.
No.
We all know that was your pick to win this Rumble, even back then.
No. He was the most annoying fucking person in wrestling.
Simon Dean comes in the ring and didn't even last that dang long. He came in, just put the boots to Rey Mysterio, looked like he tossed him up, but Rey hung on. And then he was like trying to high five Triple H, and Triple H the whole time was just looking at him like, dude, you're an idiot.
He was running in place.
Yes.
And he comes down in a fucking Segway.
Yep, future world champion material right there.
He was never a champion to begin with.
Exactly. So Triple H just looked at him, you're an idiot, started pounding on Dean, and actually Rey Mysterio recovered, and both he and Triple H just got him out.
Yep.
45 seconds is how long Simon Dean lasted.
Yeah.
Number 4, and then Triple H and Mysterio went back to brawling each other. Number 4 was Psychosis.
Yeah.
And he and Rey Mysterio were just going at. In real life, obviously, they were friends, right? But they were going at like they always do.
Well, it's like Big Show said in the thing. He's like, it's good luck, but it's also every man for himself.
Exactly. Rey Mysterio ended up eliminating Psychosis. Number 5, Ric Flair. Triple H didn't really like that one because at the time, Ric Flair and Triple H just ended their 2005 rivalry.
Yeah.
And who did Ric Flair go after as soon as he got in the ring? Triple H. Just gave the chops to him, grabbed him by the nuts. grabbed him by the nuts and everything else, doing the classic Ric Flair spots.
Yes.
Of course, then Ric Flair was then eliminated after a brief period. Also, I mean, for the majority of them, the majority of entrances.
He dropped the ball on that when he looked up at the clock and figured that someone else was coming, and then went back to try to eliminate Triple H and got eliminated by Triple H himself.
Yeah, but number six, it's like number 6, Big Show.
Uh-huh.
And he just started just dominating Triple H, because you gotta realize too, Triple H and Big Show had a little mini feud before this event too. That was
he broke his hand with a freaking sledgehammer.
Yeah, but that was weeks prior to the New Year's Revolution pay-per-view, which we probably will cover at some point.
Yeah.
But then after dominating for a while, number 7, your other boy, Jonathan Coachman, came out.
No, he's yours. Simon Dean and Jonathan Coachman is yours, boys, dude.
Jonathan Coachman made the mistake by trying to attack Big Show, only to get freaking cream-faced out of the ring by Big Show's huge hand. Jonathan Coachman's time in the Rumble, 30 seconds.
Wasn't even 30 seconds.
Well, according to the official record here, it was 30 seconds, but it didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
Then the next one out, number 8 was a Royal Rumble debut for Bobby Lashley, who we all know is still on the active roster today.
Yeah, well, he was undefeated in that time and era.
Yeah, in singles matches.
Yes.
And he was built like a shit brick house then, just like he is now.
Dude, it doesn't matter how old he is. Him, the fucking Rock, everyone, they're all built like fucking brick houses.
And I look at Bobby Lashley then, and I think about what he looks like now. I'm like, that dude never ages.
No, he just got more jacked.
Exactly. So yeah, Lashley was dominating for a little while. Looking strong, and then number 9, Kane came out.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Kane came out, then Bobby Lashley dominated Kane for a bit with his Dominator's move at that point. Alright?
Yeah. And then Kane got back up, him, Big Show, chokeslammed him, and then threw him out of the ring.
Yeah, but before that happened, I want to talk about number 10, your other boy, Sylvain Grenier.
No! Hell no!
He didn't even last that long either in the Rumble.
No.
He got in it, looked like he was going to do shit to Lashley, only for Lashley to dominate him and eliminate him in 18 seconds.
Yes. Which was 18 seconds
too long, am I right? Ugh. So anyway, number 11, Carlito.
Yep.
And boy, do times change, but but stuff still stays the same. Because when Carlito went in there at number 11, the first person he attacked, Rey Mysterio.
Yep.
Seems a little familiar right now from today's era, nearly 20 years later, am I right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and if you must know, Kane and Big Show got eliminated by Triple H prior to the Carlito entrance.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was all good, and then... And number 12, Error, Name Cannot Be Found, came out.
Mr. McMahon, but it was also Shane McMahon.
Actually, no, I wasn't talking about that name.
Who?
It's like, Error, Name Not Found, Name Erased from History, due to his messed up actions.
Eugene?
His first name is Chris.
Oh, Chris Benoit.
Yeah, he was
yes.
And yes, I did the whole Error, Name Cannot Be Found as a little joke. That's a discussion for another day, and I'm making it clear right now. Any event with freaking Benoit's competing in, we're judging it fairly. We're not going to be biased.
He was a good wrestler that had shit done to him many times and was not helped.
But, you know, that's a discussion for another day.
Then that shit happened later in life.
Yeah, we're just
But
discussing
if
this.
they would have found out that he had what he had,
Then
they could have
maybe,
helped him.
yeah, but then maybe things would be different. But well, that's a discussion for another video entirely.
Yep.
Yeah, and he was tough and intense. He lasted about 30 minutes in. Next,
Yeah, well, he went after Triple H too, so.
he went after Triple H too, reigniting that feud from 2 years prior a little bit.
Yeah.
Number 13, Booker T.
Booker T.
And yeah, we got a rare glimpse of Booker T wearing those long tights at this event that he used to wear in WCW.
Yeah.
But you know, despite that, he didn't last too long. Got eliminated by Bill in 18 seconds.
Well, he could have gone longer.
There was eliminations. There was a couple of eliminations between them. Number 14 was Joey Mercury with hair.
That was cringe.
Hey, Joey Mercury used to have hair. He had like long ass dreads and stuff.
Yes, and then he joined CM Punk's later down the years society
The Straight Edge Society. Yeah.
and became bald.
Yeah, and Joey Mercury was one of those people that said they were going to eliminate Shawn Michaels, right? From this Rumble, kissing Vince's ass. Hypothetically,
Yeah.
not literally. We seen that literally. We're not talking about it here. And he was eventually eliminated by Michaels and Nitro inadvertently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, of course, if you want to know, Benoit got eliminated by Orton near the end. Number 15, the only legend to return in this Royal Rumble was Tatanka.
Tatanka.
Actually, no, he was one of the only 2 other legends, but the other one was already actively working there for months prior.
Yeah.
It's like, who remembers Tatanka? I do.
I do.
But he was eventually eliminated after about 14 minutes from both M&M members. Number 16,
Yeah.
Johnny Nitro, a.k.a. John Morrison.
Yep.
I think he notched 2 eliminations here, was eliminated by Michaels shortly after after accidentally eliminating his own partner, mishap later on in the match.
Yeah.
Thinking about his appearance. Number 17, the face of the Butter Barn. Trevor Murdoch. And about the Butter Barn, if you know, you know, and if you don't, look it up.
It's an actual place.
And a song on Fortnite that I like to torture him with. You lasted a respectable about near 14 minutes, no eliminations though. And then 18, it was your boy Eugene.
I felt sorry for Eugene.
Yeah. But either way, yes, Eugene, I know he's a controversial character, but yeah, I think this was the 2000s.
Yeah.
And he got eliminated by Benoit, but he lasted a good little over 15 minutes, 16 and a half to be exact. So good for him.
Yeah.
At least he didn't get the shortest time in the Rumble. Number 19, Road Warrior Animal. This was before he took the face paint off briefly and just went by Road Warrior.
Yeah.
It only lasted about a good 3 minutes before being eliminated by the next competitor, which is number 20, Rob Van Dam, who made his return after a year on the shelf due to a knee injury at this point.
Yeah, but still, everyone was surprised when all they heard was, "What a rush!"
Yep. And Van Dam actually lasted a good minute, lasting near 25 minutes before being eliminated by Triple H and inadvertently by Mysterio near the end.
Yeah.
Number 21, your boy from SmackDown, Orlando Jordan.
Really? Well, Orlando Jordan was funny as hell back then, so.
Is it bad that I only remember Orlando Jordan as one of the people in JBL's cabinet stable and the fact that he lost to Chris Benoit in under a minute at the 05 SummerSlam? which we'll probably cover at some point here. Right?
Yes.
So, yeah, Orlando Jordan, he lasted a good 60 minutes, didn't eliminate anybody, got eliminated by Orton. Chavo Guerrero was number 22, and if you ask me, this should have been Chavo Guerrero's Royal Rumble win since he is Eddie Guerrero's nephew, but be that as it may.
Yeah, well, Chavo and Ray were also feuding at that time and point, too.
Yep. Of course, he did hit the freaking Three Amigos.
Yeah.
And right when he was going for a frog splash on someone, Triple H had to eliminate him in, like, literally 1 minute.
Yep.
Which angered Benoit and Mysterio, mostly Mysterio, so he went to go attack Triple H after that.
Yep.
Yep. Again, Triple H's been lasting in there longest. Or both Mysterio and Triple H were in there for the longest at that point.
Yeah, they were in 1 and 2.
Number 23, Matt Hardy. It lasts about a good 8 minutes. It lasts about a good 8 minutes, but let's talk about the Viscera spot when we talk about Viscera coming out. Number 24, your next pick to win this one, Super Crazy.
Whoa! Actually, yeah, he was one of my picks to actually win the Rumble was Super Crazy.
You'd be most super crazy loco if you think that was happening. He didn't get any eliminations, though, but he lasted about near 8 minutes before being eliminated by Van Dam and Mysterio.
Yeah.
And number 25 was the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, who at this point was starting his feud with Vince McMahon, which culminated in that Barrett Knowles Barrett Mania.
Yeah.
And he lasted about a good 13 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Mr. McMahon came out next with Shane McMahon and he got eliminated by Shawn Michaels.
Yep, Shane McMahon.
Well, Shawn Michaels got eliminated by Shane McMahon.
It's like Shane McMahon was the one who eliminated Michaels, thus just planting more seeds for their rivalry.
Yep.
At the time, and then number 26, Chris Masters. That guy, remember Chris Masters? He was chiseled too.
The masterpiece.
Yep.
Yep.
Notched one elimination with Carlito before getting eliminated by Carlito in 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about your other boy, Viscera, who came out at number 27. What did Viscera do when he first got in the Rumble? Went after Matt Hardy and did his whole Visagra finisher maneuver on him. That, one, looked cringe, and two, according to sources, that was Matt Hardy's little punishment for the 2005 return feud with Edge. If rumors are to be believed.
He was walking sideways after that.
I'm pretty sure you fantasized about being under that walrus.
No, that's you!
Hell no. But it's one elimination, which was Matt Hardy before being thrown out by Masters and Carlito.
Yeah.
Number 28, Shelton Benjamin, who was accompanied by his mama at that time.
Well, that was also before he became Big Daddy V as well, so.
Yeah. And just like tradition, after about a good near 7 minutes, Shelton Benjamin was eliminated by Michaels.
Yeah.
I mean, I swear, if we watch freaking Royal Rumble matches throughout the mid-2000s, every time Shelton Benjamin came out, he'd always be eliminated by Michaels, except for at least one of them.
Yeah.
I think. Number 29, Goldust, the brother of the current champion in the modern era, Cody Rhodes. Right?
Yep.
Didn't get any eliminations. He lasted about 3 minutes, but it was a good pop to see him come back. Got eliminated by Van Dam, and number 30 was Orton, who actually made it to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Lasted about 13 minutes, but the Final Four competitors in this match was
Triple H.
Was Triple H, Orton, Van Dam, and Mysterio. Van Dam and Mysterio actually worked together against the two former Evolution stablemate for this match.
Yep.
at least for a brief period, up until Van Dam went to the top rope and Triple H cost Mysterio to inadvertently eliminate him. Only
Yeah, Triple H got eliminated by Rey Mysterio.
and then Triple H didn't take too
it.
happy about that. Triple H wasn't happy about that and attacked Mysterio after his elimination,
Yeah, he got butthurt.
taking Mysterio out and throwing him into the steel steps, meaning the last 2 men in the 06 Rumble was Orton and Mysterio. Oh yeah, and if you want to know that, Triple H lasted exactly 1 hour in this match.
Yep, and Randy.
Then shortly afterwards, Randy Orton tried to eliminate Mysterio, only for Mysterio to come back and eliminate Orton.
Yep.
Winning the 2006 Royal Rumble from the number 2 spot.
Yep.
Lasting 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 12 seconds.
Yep.
Which back then was a record, which was shattered by Daniel Bryan in the Greatest Royal Rumble. We'll probably review that sometime in the future.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was a record. Rey Mysterio won the 2006 Royal Rumble match, and earned the right to face world champion at WrestleMania.
Yep.
22. Yep. And you think that's done? We're not done. We still have the 2 main events to go. Of course, which I think this next match should have been in the main event slot, but we'll talk about why it wasn't. But before the match even started, Edge went up to Rey Mysterio in the back and said, oh yeah, don't even think about what your buddy named Retracted did here a couple years ago. Because if you face me at Mania, you're going to lose.
Benoit.
Yes. I have to say those jokes, I swear. Which brings us to the next match, which was Edge defending the WWE Championship against John Cena. Edge had Lita in his corner, and let's talk about John Cena's entrance for this match. The whole ramp coming down from the rafters like a spaceship type thing.
Yeah.
Image they were going for. I thought that was pretty cool.
That was the first and kind of last time that they ever did that.
Yep. And then Edge came out as WWE Champion, and then the match was on.
And of course, Edge had to cheat and freaking tried to get John Cena counted out.
I mean, this was peak 2005-2006 heel Edge, and Edge had the champion's advantage, so he could get disqualified or win by countout or lose by countout to retain his championship.
Yeah, but he didn't want to. He also didn't want to become a
transitional champion.
Yeah, but yeah, he did in the end.
But anyway, let's talk about the match. What do you think about the back and forth kind of action between the two? I don't think any of them held the momentum for a long period.
No, they went back and forth.
Yeah. But in the end, freaking Edge got hit with the attitude adjustment or backed in FU, and then it went transitions to the FTF submission hold.
Yep, but after he knocked off Lita.
Yep. The STF, or back then they called the STFU, but I just call it the STF. That's the legit name for the submission hold. And after struggling for a bit, Edge reluctantly just tapped out.
Yep.
Thus, having John Cena win his second of many WWE championships in his career.
Yeah.
Which would also mean that John Cena would be the one going into WrestleMania 22 as the WWE champion.
Yep.
And despite being a good match back and forth and Edge showing his heel tactics, let's talk about what happened after the match was over. Todd Grisham was in the back trying to interview Edge, and Edge was like, "Get out of my face, Waldo," and just walks off. And then Lita started bitching, and then guess who showed up? And I'll let you take it from here.
Josh Matthews asked Edge how it felt. He just fucking walked off, and he asked Lita how it felt, and she's like, "Oh, how dare you ask us this?" And then Hacksaw Jim Duggan came out, and she's like, "Oh, what do you want?" And he's like, "Oh, John Cena asked me to come over here and tell you one thing."
Oh! I knew you were going to take the piss out of it. Jim Duggan and the freaking hoe. The freaking goddamn little video and jokes are complete. As soon as I seen that bit in the back, I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna take the piss out of it. Fuck. Calling her a hoe and all that shit. I'm just like, god damn it. As if you're taking the piss out of it ever since before this review was bad enough. That had to happen. During that show, I'm like, god damn it. Forgot all about that. Yeah. Until then. Which,
why did you think I wanted to review it?
yeah, just so you can make hoe jokes. And see
Exactly.
Jim Duggan on their screens for a brief period.
Exactly.
But anyway, after Kurt Angle did a little interview backstage, that segued into our main event, which was Mark Henry challenging Kurt Angle for the World Heavyweight Championship, which at that point Angle was a champion. Was this one of Angle's best matches? No, but it did tell a story about Angle trying to overpower the big guy, and this was before Hall of Fame Mark Henry, so this was just World's Strongest Man Henry.
Yeah.
And of course, Henry had Daivari in his corner. Props to anyone who remembers that guy. And it's like Angle tried to do an angle slam at one point, reverse. Mark Henry just power game too dang strong. And at one point, Angle tried to do the ankle lock, which Mark Henry reversed and powered out of. It was
Daivari tried to interfere. He got the shit beat out of him.
I mean, this match for the most part was your basic David versus Goliath match. And of course, yes, the referee got knocked out at a crucial point in the match, which saw Angle go to the outside for Steve's steel chair, nail Daivari in the head with it.
Yep.
Go to hit Mark Henry with it, only for Mark Henry to reverse the first time and just rip it out of Angle's hands.
Yep.
Saying, nope, you ain't getting me with that. And after going on the offense a little bit, Angle was able to reverse Henry's shit. Hit him with 2 steel chairs to the head. That still couldn't get the job done. So Angle had to come up, and Angle was the face doing all this, by the way. I know it's shocking to see.
Yeah.
But then Angle had to get creative. He exposed the second turnbuckle, dropped toe hold and Mark Henry into it, and won with the most devastating move in all sports entertainment, that surprise roll-up, holding the ropes for leverage to win and retain the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
Now, if you ask me, the WWE title match between Edge and Cena should have been the main event, but here's the reason why this was the world title match was the main event. After Angle just won, we heard the gong. Oh yeah, and I liked the theme of the Rumble too, because it fits with freaking goddamn Undertaker came out looking like Hades from Fortnite recently on that chariot.
Yes, he came out with the freaking druids and
chariot ride.
Yeah.
And then he made a gesture symbolizing he was the one going after Angle's World Heavyweight title next.
Yeah, but he shot Purple Lightning.
And he shot the Purple Lightning up and down into the ring, thus destroying the ring in the process.
Yep.
And Angle looked like he'd seen a ghost the whole entire time.
Yeah, because they thought The Undertaker was done.
Yeah. I mean, this was Taker's first appearance since the Armageddon pay-per-view the month prior when he faced Orton in that cell match, which we will cover at one point too.
Yeah.
Now, we got a lot of events we need to cover.
Yep.
And that's how the 2006 Royal Rumble went off air. Now that the entire event is done, that we talked about, let's talk about our star rating system before giving our final grades. The Cruiserweight Championship, the 6-way Cruiserweight Championship, I thought it was a good way to open it, so I give it about 3.5 out of 5.
3.
Yeah, 3. Average, I just give a little over average. The Mickie James versus Ashley match, I know they tried, but I can't give it no more than maybe 2, only because of the story they were telling.
4.
You give that one 4 because you like crazy Mickie James, I get it. I'm just looking at the match quality itself.
4.
The Boogeyman versus JBL match.
5.
1/4. I didn't really
5.
like it. It's lucky that it didn't even get in the negative zone from me. It made me
5.
cringe and almost throw up.
5.
You got some weird taste when it comes to ranking these matches. But then again, yeah, you're not really. Yeah, you even claim yourself you're insane. The 30-man Rumble match that was won by Rey Mysterio. For the multiple stories it told, I'd have to give that one a 5 out of 5.
9.
Yeah, 9 out of 5. Stop breaking the fucking rating system every show. I give it about I give the 30-man Rumble match 5 out of 5.
I give it a 6 out of 5.
Fine, the Lita Edge, or the friggin' John Cena Edge with Lita match. I'll give about a 4 3/4 only because of the stuff at the end.
10.
Only because of the cameo appearance at the end.
No, it was funny that because he tried to not have Cena win, but that kind of backfired. So,
Do I think this was Edge and John Cena's best match they had? No.
no,
Did they have better ones in the future?
Yes.
Future events? Yes. But this was kind of their official start. I don't count the Money in the Bank cash-in, but this was kind of their first full-length match.
yeah,
So I get about a 4 1/4. Whatever. I mean, it told the story, and it was pretty good. In the main event with the Angle versus Henry match, I give that one about a 3.
4 1/4.
I give it about a 3. Do I still say to this day that the WWE title match and the World Championship match should have been swapped out? Yes, but I understand why they didn't do that. Because the whole ring being destroyed by Taker at the end.
Yeah.
So, that being said, I would say my final grade for the 2006 Royal Rumble event would probably be a high B.
Yeah, about a B to a C. Yeah.
If I was going to recommend any matches from this to see if you're not going to watch the whole event, watch the Royal Rumble match and the Edge and Cena match that followed. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's our thoughts for the 2006 Royal Rumble event. Now, since this was your pay-per-view, the next pay-per-view we're going to be reviewing on this channel next week would be the 2006 Unforgiven event. Featuring Edge and John Cena facing each other once again, but this time in a tables, ladders, and chairs match.
Yep.
And I have a feeling that match is going to be better than their Royal Rumble encounter, so there you go.
Well, it's also where John Cena had to
Win, otherwise he'd be going to SmackDown.
He had to win or go to SmackDown.
Yep, and Unforgiven 06 also featured the Hell in a Cell with the McMahons taking on, and Big Show taking on DX.
Yes, but we will get to that next week.
Yep. Anyway, that being said, we will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Doses.